Jake Von During with the Dialed Cycling Lab.
I'm Lance Hepler, also with the Dialed Cycling Lab. I bring the sexy back to cycling.
Oh, geez. All right. Good times. Tonight, today, this afternoon, whatever, this video, we're here to talk to you about night riding and some best practices that you might want to utilize if you're going to go ahead and do some night riding yourself. And we're going to run through a list of some items that you might need to take with you or want to consider getting. So, all right,
this is important right now because we just had daylight savings time end. Did it just end or did it just start?
Daylight saving time. There's no S on savings. Come on now.
I've been saying it wrong my whole life?
Yes.
Okay.
You are incorrect.
Daylight saving time?
Thank you.
No, that sounds wrong.
It's correct though.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway, some best practices for you. The first thing that we're gonna wanna run through with you is make sure that you choose a route that you know that you're familiar with. The last thing you wanna do is be riding at night and not know like if there's gonna be bike lanes, not know if there's gonna be like road work or debris or whatever that can come your way, right?
I generally recommend if you're gonna ride at night is ride a route that you've done several times before. So a lot of times people are commuting at night and that's one thing, but if you're gonna go out on your own at night, you really should pick a route you're pretty familiar with. So you know where the bumps are and the holes are and where the poles are and the chains are at.
Yeah, it's amazing once you ride a route a few times, you get to know all those little nuances because if you hit a dip once or a rut once, you're never going to hit it again, so you'll miss it hopefully the second time. All right, thing two, ride with others.
Yes, ride with others. It's always
a good idea.
It's always a good idea, especially at night.
Safety in numbers. Yeah. It's always a good thing. Plus, it's just, again, if you've got more people, you've got more lights, cars are going to see you, and chances of somebody spotting something that you didn't see before, that's going to help you.
Correct. Safety in numbers.
Thing three.
Thing three.
Reflective gear. You're going to want to wear something that's going to, like, basically, light's going to pop off of it.
You may wonder why I'm wearing the bright orange dialed cycling vest, which is lovely. I quite like it. First thing is high visibility colors. Yep. This bright orange, I love. It's very visible on the road. It's visible in daylight and in low light conditions, but at night, not so much. If it's really dark, you can't see the high vis colors. But this vest has reflective strips on it that light up. And so that's another reason why you wear something with some reflective.
The high vis stuff though, if a car's headlights do hit that, it does kind of jump off of it as well as the little reflective piece on there. But it is still a little bit dark. But if you're riding with other people, going back to the last point, their lights are obviously going to hit you and that's going to make you kind of stick out like a sore thumb.
Yes.
That's good. All right, thing four, bright lights.
Yeah, you definitely need lights. How bright of a light do you need, Jake?
I think the common rule of thumb is about 400 lumens. Yeah. That's like kind of like the minimum that you want to try and hit. There are lights that are lesser out there, which would probably be good for during the day.
Yeah.
If you want to just have a flashing light going for sake of being seen. But at nighttime, you want to have 400 lumens or more. And I think you can go all the way up to like, 1,000 or 1,200 lumens, which is crazy bright.
This is my light of choice. It is the Garmin Varia UT800. I like this light a lot. 800 means it's 800 lumens.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's got multiple settings on there as well so that you can actually cycle through different brightnesses, and it does have a day flash mode on there.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I like about this light as well is that it actually pairs with your head unit, and you can actually see what kind of battery life you have left so that you're not stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
Correct. Yeah, it'll show right on your head unit. The Garmin light matches with the Garmin head unit, and it says you have 30% light left.
Which takes us to our next thing is know your lights really well. And by that, I mean, know how long they're gonna last on the different settings. You can get the manufacturer's recommendations or suggestions as to how long you should be going out for on a particular light, but lights over the course of time, the lithium batteries and whatnot, they're gonna start to dissipate a little bit.
Correct.
They're not gonna hold their charge. Just know your battery, know roughly how long you have to work with. And if necessary, take an extra light with you if you think you're gonna be out kind of pushing that. You don't wanna be stuck out on the road.
Story time.
Story time.
I was out riding at night, riding along, and sure enough, my light ran out completely. I'm riding down a fairly busy street and was in an area that I knew pretty well, but there was a chunk of something in the road that I just did not see because my light died double flatted. Had to call the Had to make a call to Shane. Yeah. Call to Shane, come pick me up, honey.
Yep. And then just as a little side note too, if you're going to be riding on a mountain bike and doing some off-roading stuff, you're going to probably want to definitely think about getting something brighter than 400 lumens. You want to really be able to light up the whole trail. And it's also probably a good idea to ride with a second light on your helmet, because when you're riding off-road, you're typically looking in a different direction than when your bars are going, if you're going through like some single track stuff. So you need to be able to see where you're going, and if you've got a light on your helmet, if you look over there, you're going to see a light over there. Correct. And vice versa. So you want to think about having two lights, and you can even do that if you're going to be riding on the road as well. It sometimes can just be a little bit overkill, but again, you can't really go too far with lights at night. Just try not to blind motorists and other cyclists out there. So
that's the other thing, when especially with these lights, you want them to be able to be adjustable a little bit. This light, I have a little
it's like a quick release.
Like a quick release mount on it that mounts underneath. My Garmin sits on top and this sits underneath. I'm able to turn it down or up because you don't want it shining right in the face of motorists. It's like blinding to them or other cyclists that are on the road, and so having it pointed down is just nicer, more respectful.
One other thing too, when you're riding with other cyclists, just like you said, you don't want to blind them, but also you might want to consider giving them a little bit more space, just so that you know that you're going to have enough braking time if they call something out or they miss something. At nighttime, you just don't see everything quite as well. So just that little bit of extra space equals a little bit of extra time, which equals a little bit of extra safety.
Correct.
Okay, the last point for good practices would be never assume that a motorist is going to see you or sees you or will see you. You just don't want to get stuck in a situation where you think they see you and they don't. Next thing you know, you're getting hit. So that's, again, not a happy ending. So
the key with riding at night is to see and be seen.
All right, if we missed anything on that, let us know in comments. Moving on, let's talk about some things that you might want to consider getting to make your night rides successful.
Okay.
What's the first thing?
The first thing that I keep in my pocket is another light.
Second light. A backup light is always key. As a matter of fact, we just did a group ride outside last week. We decided it'd be fun to go ride gravel bikes. A lot of us underestimated how long our lights were going to work, and it was, for me personally, my light died. My bike died about 5 minutes before I got home. Thankfully, it's, I've got lit streets and sidewalks that I could ride on to get off of the road. But I could have had a second light, put that on and been good.
Story time. Same. The same thing happened to me. I was using this light. I was using it on full lumens or full power, and this light only lasts for about an hour and a half at full power. And I hadn't used it in 8 months, so I forgot that. So of course, I did a 34 mile ride. It died the last 5 miles. I was on a busy street. I did not put my extra light in my pocket, so I rode in the pitch dark. So now what do I bring?
Charger?
A third light sometimes. I have these other two extra lights. These ones are from Cyclolite. They're fairly small and they fit into my pockets, and one's 350 lumens, one's like 450 lumens, but it just allows me to make sure I don't get stuck in the dark.
Another thing that you're definitely going to want to consider if you're riding on the road for sure would be some sort of a tail light. This Garmin Varia radar, we've got a little video we'll post up here somewhere that you can click through and watch the Garmin Varia radar. But this is a great thing that you can see really well at nighttime as well. You can get some simple little things like these Design headlights right here. Like this would be a perfect example of a little blinky light, and it will give you a little bit of light if you're trying to see a trail. But if you're at speed or you're going through some technical stuff, that's not going to cut it. This is more for just like so cars can see. But this little tail light, that would work just fine. All right, moving on. Headlamps for off-road. We already talked about that. You want to make sure you have something on your helmet because you need to see where you're going.
Especially if you're riding mountain bikes.
We talked about reflective gear already, so find something that's got that little reflective strip on it.
Oftentimes my shoe covers will have, I just stepped out of the frame. Oftentimes my shoe covers will have reflective coatings on them as well, and those really light up when car lights.
And you can actually buy like some aftermarket stuff if you really want to stick out like a sore thumb. Some like almost like suspenders they go over, and they've got like a reflective coat on there, and it will kind of cross on your back and cross on your front, and that will be something that'll be highly visible and very well seen.
See and be seen.
See and be seen. Another good thing would be to make sure that you have the proper gear, especially if you're starting your ride and then you're going to ride into the night. Where we live, the temperature will swing. It will, maybe be 50 degrees, which isn't bad, and then next thing you know, could be in like the upper 30s, and you don't want to be stuck out there with the wrong gear on. So make sure that you bring some gear, and if it's going to start raining, all this stuff, make sure that you bring something warmer. A lot of times though, people do put on rain jackets or warming jackets that are black.
Yes.
It might be a good idea to invest in a second shell that you can use while you're riding outside. It's gonna be a little bit more high-vis.
I wear my high-vis dialed cycling bright orange.
Moving on, some clear glasses. If you put regular glasses on and try and ride it at night,
It's not good.
that's not good. Just common sense. So you can get some good clear glasses, and these ones are more than just clear glasses. We've talked about these in other videos that we've done. These are photochromatic in that if there's UV light, UV rays, and they hit this, it turns it kind of like a smoky gray, dark gray color. Once it gets to be nighttime, you need to be able to see because you don't want stuff flying in your eyes. These do the trick.
Those do the trick.
So you don't have to have photochromatic. It's just probably a good idea to take a pair of glasses with you that are clear that you can see at nighttime.
For sure.
Bring your phone.
Yes, bring your phone so that you can make the call of shame when you double flat, when you hit something that you didn't see.
The worst case scenario, your light dies.
Yes, you can use that.
There you go. You got a little like fail safe right there to get you home. So that's always kind of a fun little thing.
That seems dangerous to ride and.
Hey, you know what? I'd rather be seen riding with one hand.
Or walk.
Or walk. You could do that too. Or if all your lights die, you got a way to call your friends or significant other.
Correct.
Somebody, hey, come pick me up.
Yeah.
All right, last thing. I really suggest that people ride with a bike computer. Why would you ride with a bike computer at nighttime?
For me, it's so that I have a route to follow.
Correct.
If you don't know the route that you're riding very well, even though we just said it's best to ride routes that you know well, but knowing when corners are coming up that you can't quite see because it's dark, or sharp turns in the road, especially the Garmin head unit can actually warn you about.
If a sharp corner's coming up, it'll give you like hey, there's a 15-mile-an-hour turn coming up. You might not want to go cooking into that thing at 35 miles an hour.
Correct.
Yeah. That's going to be our list of things that you're going to want to take out there. And again, if we missed anything, let us know in comments.
You know what my favorite thing about riding at night is?
What's that?
You just feel like you're going faster.
Yeah, you do.
Everything seems like you're going faster because it's all darker. So if you want that feeling of speed, ride at night.
Yeah, I actually feel like climbs go by a little bit faster too. I don't know why.
Because you can't see the top.
That's probably what it is, but I feel like I just get up climbs faster, so maybe there's something to it.
Probably.
If we missed anything, let us know in comments. If you are interested in any of this stuff, we'll have some links down below. You can check out more of the videos that we have. We'll post some of those up, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Anything else, Lance?
Smash that like button.
All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.